With only 27 more days left in December, we have to prepare. We have to prepare for 2024. But before we get into this topic of identifying your goal in your 2024 goals, I'm Tony Denise Lattimore, licensed marriage and family therapist. Let's go. First of all, I want to welcome all the royal ones on in. Welcome, 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 royal ones. Come on in before we get started on this exciting topic that can be daunting in a way because writing goals is not for the weak. All right, welcome, royal ones. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Take a moment, if you will, to like, follow, share, subscribe, and tag. We Tony Talks is moving to YouTube in January. So you will be looking for me on Facebook. And if you don't subscribe now, ding, go ahead and subscribe right now to Tony Talks on YouTube. And then you will be able to get all of the pertinent information that I will bring to you in 2024. All right, we're going to get started with this topic. All right, good morning, cousin. Good morning. All right, let's get started with this identifying your goal. And the goal is in quotes, go in your 2024 goal. So as I started, that we only have 27 days left. And so if you want to go into 2024 already in your goals, you need to start now if you haven't already. I already started writing my goals in about October. And I shared with you all that Tony Talks was going to YouTube then. That meant I was in the process of figuring out and just really evaluating what needs to happen with Tony Talks, right? So, what you don't want to do is wait till 2024 gets here and we say, Happy New Year! And then you're trying to figure out what's next. No, we have to plan, we have to prepare, and we have to, what's another P? Practice, put into practice. How about that? Our goals. All right. So if you haven't started writing your goals, you still have time. So you can step into 2024 already in your goals. All right, let's get started. So, goals. I came up with an acronym. So, you got the GOAL. And the acronym is gearing towards is the G, objectives and aspirations in life. Gearing towards objectives and aspirations in life. All right. So that's what the goal will stand for. Let's go with the definition according to Oxford Language Dictionary says that a goal is the end point of which effort is directed. So no matter if we set a goal or not, we're putting effort somewhere. So you want to make sure that you are directing your effort to where it needs to go, where you want it to go, right? Direct it in that direction. Because if you don't, it's going to go all over the place because you haven't given it an assignment. Okay. So the end point of which effort is directed. So do you know for 2024 where your effort is directed, where your effort is going to go? That's the purpose of setting a goal. All right, let's see. So, I had a scripture, but my computer is in the other room. You can look this up on your own. Romans 12:11 through 13, and it talks about do not give up, right? When you are in the process of doing your goals, working on your goals. Because what happens is sometimes you don't see progress. So let's talk about Tony Talks. So Tony Talks is began in January 2nd of 2023. So she is now 11 and a half months or so, 11 and a little piece of month years old, right? Not years old, months old. And so there have been times in between, as you know, I kind of compare it to a newborn baby, right? So at 11 months, what is an 11th month old doing? They may be getting potty trained. They're probably should be walking at this stage. And so I'm sorry, I got to change my banner. What should be happening, they're moving, right? So you have learned about them. They have learned some. I wanted that to scroll. 1 second. Um, you have learned about them as well. Let's see, save. Okay. There we go. You have learned about them, they have learned about you, right? So at 11 months, they're about to start walking, still in the infant stage. And so that's what's happening with Tony Talks. So you have to evaluate as a parent. Let's take it there. As a parent, you are evaluating what is working and what's not. Is the child training you, or are you training the child, right? Because believe it or not, children, even babies, can train the parents what to do and what not to do based on their cries, based on how they interact, or, they learn that, hey, they respond to this cry, so I'm going to do it the more, right? So I had to look at that with Tony Talks. What is going on with Tony Talks that is productive? What is something that needs to be changed? What is something that is working for Tony Talks and the audience? Because after all, this is it actually is serving you as well as it's serving me. It's building me as it is serving you. Okay. So doing that, goals, when you're walking through your goals, sometimes they can get difficult because in the infant stage, especially if you haven't been a parent before, you have no clue of what you're doing, right? You're kind of trial and erroring it. You're trying to do what seems like it's working. And then at one point, it may be working, but then it seems like it's not working anymore. But I take it back to Romans 12:11 through 13. Don't quit. That's the Message version. It was really good. So don't quit, even when it seems like it's not working. That is not the time to give up. That is the time to continue on. Give yourself grace. This is a new thing that you are going through. With Tony Talks, I had no clue. I didn't even know I was going to do a talk show, right? And so you have to know that it's going to be difficult in the beginning. So let's talk about that fear. So I can remember in January, like when I first started having so much fear, angst, didn't know what was going on, didn't know what I was going to do next. And I remember in January, I think the whole month I did like every day. So coming up with topics, having to study on topics, I quickly realized that that was a bit much for me, right? And so you have to see what works for you because I had other things going on. So with a goal, you may have it be really specific, right? Because that is important that you want your goal to be specific, measurable, all of those things, smart, right? But allow room for tweaking, allow room for it to be changed, okay? Because you may see it or think, 1 second, let me go forward that commercial there. Okay, sorry about that. You may think that, from the beginning, and this is before you start, you have no clue of where it's going to go. You have no clue of what it's even supposed to look like. And so you have to allow room for a goal to be tweaked along the way. And I look at it like a lot of times we are setting goals, and make sure you're consulting with God, because even in that consulting, God can, in the midst, be like, okay, we going this way, right? But you have to have something written. So first thing, if you do have time to grab a book or grab a piece of paper, written goals, because if it's not written, it's not real. When you write something, it becomes real. When you speak something, it starts to move, right? It gives it power to move. So get a piece of paper and begin. If you haven't written out your goals as of yet, get your book. I got a whole book with all kind of stuff in here, but I got my goals wrote down here. So it took me a little bit of time because with goals, you may have financial goals, you may have personal goals. I'm married, so we have our couple goals, and that takes time to really figure out what is it that we want to do as a couple goal or goals, right? What are my personal goals? What are our financial goals? And all of those need to be written. So mine kind of rolled into my financial goals rolled into my personal goals. And even with our couples goals financially, my personal goal rolled into that because ultimately my personal goal is to be able to sustain my whole household, right? And then his income can be all income we can stack, save, invest, give, all of that. So, my goals were wrote based on that. So I have quite a few things going on in my life. If you don't know, I have Gym Rats, which is Get Your Mind Right Therapy Services, which is my mental health business. So that's one I had to really focus on and had to really sit and write and see where do you see Gym Rats going, right? Where do you and how do you see yourself being able to be the one who can sustain the whole household through Gym Rats? And so that took me a whole process of actually at the end of the year starting to get some direction on that and how you can carry the whole household and then the other income be extra for our investments and other things of that such. Okay. So you may have to break down everything that you do, everything, because nowadays we need multiple streams of income. Okay. And so you may have to really sit down and see. The first 2 years of Gym Rats those were my infant stages. And so Gym Rats is just now going on in 2024 will be 2 years old. So I have some sense of what makes it run. It is further along than Tony Talks, but I have a lot of things that are just starting. So I got about 3 babies that I have to really take care of now and make goals for and make sure that they are going where I really feel that they are supposed to go and allow room for tweaking along the way. Because that's what happened with Tony Talks. Tony Talks started one way, went to this direction, and you need to reflect back, right? So most of my goals are a continuation of where they once started. So like with Gym Rats, Tony Talks, my 2024 is a continuation, but it also takes me to look back and see what worked, what didn't work, and where 2024 is what 2024 is going to hold for both of these things, right? You also have to know why. So why this goal, right? Why is this important to me? Why am I putting this, even making this a goal, right? So once you have your why, that will give you some direction as to what else you need to do for that goal, how you can get it specific. So you want to make sure you can get it as clear as possible. Even the Bible talks about that, right? Writing the vision, making it plain, so that he who reads it may run with it and be able to actually see it before you see it, right? And so that's the purpose of, a book, your goal sheet, whatever you're writing your goals on, you want to make sure that you can see this on a regular basis because I had to go back through my goals last year or this year, and be able to see what I wrote. They also give you a point of letting you know your growth. Growth, which is my word for 2024. One of my words. Do you all have a word for 2024? I like to have a word to stand on, and then I work from that way with my goals. So mine grow, right? Everything that I write is going to be around the growth space, right? How am I going to grow? What was my word for 2023? Um, I don't know. I don't remember, right? I would have to go through my book and see, but I know what I saw some productivity. I did see some productivity. And so that probably wasn't the word that I said at the beginning. I think it was focus as I'm thinking. But now, no, consistency. Consistency. And I have been very consistent. So your word, should reflect upon your goals, or your goals should reflect upon your word. That's how it goes. All right. So if you don't have a word for 2024, prior to you writing your goals, get your word, the word that you're going to stand on for 2024, that word that you are, going to focus all your goals around. Okay. So growth for me, that's one. I have two words, and then we'll get to that in a second, what my other one was. All right. If you have any questions about writing goals, put them in the comment. I will answer them for you. All right. So we have the definition. We have the acronym that I came up with, gearing towards objectives and aspirations in life. That is what a goal is. I like that because it says it plainly, exactly what your goal should look like. It should have your objectives in there, what you desire to accomplish, your aspirations in life. All right. So let's look at some of these. I wrote down probably 30 goal statements. And I want you to have some goal statements for 2024. All right. Because 2024 for me is growth. For me is, and growth has the GO in it, right? So what is your GO in your 2024 goals? Here is my main GO. Go off in 2024. I'm going off with these goals. I am going completely off. Man, if y'all watch Tony Talks and join Tony Talks in 2024, you are going to see some new things. You are going to see me go off. I'm going to go off. I'm going to go off in all of my goals, because guess what? It's time. 2024 is go off time for me. All right. I'm claiming it as being the GOAT, the GOAT in 2024. The GOAT over gym rats, right? The way gym rats gonna grow, man, it's going to be unbelievable. I can see it already. And that's the thing in your goal. You have to see it before you see it. And guess what? It may be scary, right? Some of the things that you have to do to get to your goal, to accomplish your goal, may be scary, but necessary. You're not going to accomplish your goals by just sitting still. There has to be movement. All right, let's go to some of these goal statements, goal little phrases, and you choose yours and put it in the comment. Will you hear yours? If you hear yours or you know yours, put your GO. What is your GO for 2024, your 2024 goals? So, first one, go forward, right? We're all about forward movement. Let's go. Go forward. And going forward means writing these goals and then walking in them, right? Not letting nothing stop you from going backwards. In 2024, we're not going backwards, we're going forward. So go forward. Go ahead. Go ahead. Give yourself permission to do it, right? Scared and all. You may have some fear. Don't think that I get up here and there is no fear on speaking to the public, right? Speaking to y'all royal ones, speaking to other people, even in my therapy business. I never know what they're going to show up with. So sometimes there is a little angst in there, but guess what? Good morning, Mia. Good morning, beautiful. You still have to do what you are called to do. And so show up. Go ahead and do it. Don't let nothing stop you. Write the goal and walk in it. Go on. Go on. No matter what it looks like, continue to go on. Tony Talks 2023, I had a couple hiccups, right? There were times where I wanted to quit. Don't quit. Go on. Continue to move forward, move ahead, go on and do it. Learn from it and keep going, right? It gets hard sometimes, but go on. Go for it. Whatever that goal is, go for it. You're never going to accomplish it if you don't continue to go for it. And it may not look like nothing is happening, but believe me, seeds grow in the dark. Plants grow in the dark, and all of a sudden, you're going to see it spring forth. So go on, go for it, go forth, right? That means movement. Forth is that a verb? Might be an adverb. Now, look, I'm not teaching English right now. Go forth, all right? Go in with everything you got. Go in, right? I don't care if it's only one person who shows up, one person you're working with. Be grateful for that one and give it all you got. Go in. Go beyond where you went in 2023. 2024, woo! I'm going so far beyond where 2023 I was. Watch and see. Don't believe me, just watch. Go all out. All means all, right? Means everything. Give it everything you got. Why not? Try it. If you really want to meet your goal, give it all that you have inside. Go all out. Go after it. Don't let anything stop you from achieving your goal, right? You wrote it for a reason. You created it for a reason. You sat down to write it for a reason. Go after it. Go hard or go home. Go hard or go home. What you say? Hallelujah. I know that's right, Mia. Go hard or go home. Look, don't let what nobody have to say. And sometimes, guess what? It seems like you don't have the support. It may seem like you out here by yourself in these streets and you don't even know what's going on. But you got to go hard or go home. Guess what? I've chosen to go hard or go home. And I mean, well, I'm at home, right? But I'm gonna go hard because that's just who I am, right? Make your goal push you out your comfort zone. That is the whole point of the goal, anyway. The goal is not to, well, depends on what your goal is. My goals always push me out my comfort zone because 2024 is about growth, right? And so I have to be uncomfortable in things in order to grow, right? Go live. Go live, right? If you have a business, tell the people what you got. I'm looking because I want to go change that commercial that's on there. Go live, right? Don't be afraid to go live. Yes, Mia, put it on up there. Go live, right? As much as you need to be. Do you see people who advertise all these big box stores? They don't worry about what nobody think. If you get 10,000 emails a day, they're going to keep sending them, right? They believe in what they have. Believe in yourself. Go live. Tell other people what you have, right? People should know what you have and use the free advertisement. Go live, right? Use what they're giving you for free. Mm-hmm. And go live. All right. Go past where you are now, right? I know you've come a long way and you still may not have direction. You still may not know where you're going, but go past where you are now. And how do you go past? By continuing to push, continuing to show up. Sometimes when you don't even know what you're going to say, show up, do it. Go nuts, right? Go crazy hard, right? Like just go in. All right. Go ballistic. Same thing. Just as hard as you can. Go ballistic. Go through. Go through what? Go through the process, because in meeting your goals, there is a process. You being processed, I'm being processed, right? We have to go through. If we stop, we will never get to the other side. Go through. Okay. So if y'all hear y'all's, put y'all's down there. What's your goal in your goals, your 2024 goals? Go slow. There will be some times that you will need to go slow, right? And slow motion is still motion, right? So go. Continue to go, even if it's slow. There are some days, every day is not the same. Some days you're not going to feel up to it. Still do something, right? Maybe you only do one goal in that day where normally you do three. Go slow. Still go, right? Go fast. Sometimes you may have a day where, hey, I got all this energy. I'm going to do 5 goals where my normal is 3, right? I'm going to do this plus 2. Okay? So go fast. It's okay to have those days where you're sometimes slow and sometimes fast. Go up. Go up, step up higher, go up higher. You may see something that needs to be tweaked, that you may need to do differently. Go up, and sometimes go up in prayer, right? Take it up in prayer. When you feel like I can't do it no more, God, I don't know what I'm doing. Go up, go up, go up in prayer. And sometimes you got to go down, right? You go down, you dig in a little bit more. You go down, you put them feet in the ground, but you plant them, right? When you go down, you don't stay down. You dig them feet in the ground, and guess what? You say, I'm going to achieve this goal no matter what it looks like. Go with the flow. Some days you just got to go with the flow, right? Some days it's just like if you are a writer or have ever written something, got another book I got to write. But there are some days where you don't even know what to say, right? Good morning, Miss Allison. Some days you got to go with the flow. The flow may be, hey, today I don't have anything to write. But then tomorrow, you might have a whole lot to write. Go with the flow. Go with that on that day, right? Sometimes you can't force yourself to be in a space in which you're not. Going with the flow can be okay in business, in meeting your goal. Go the extra mile. Don't just give the norm. I'm extra. I'm extraordinary. That's what I say about myself. So, extraordinary means I have to go above and beyond. Go above and beyond. I don't even have that one on there. That's a good one. Go above and beyond. Go the extra mile. Okay. If you are a GOAT, as I call myself, you got to go the extra mile. You cannot just be basic. You cannot just be average. Someone who is a GOAT goes the extra mile. And then you want to be able to say this to yourself: way to go. These are all statements with go in it. And I want y'all to choose one. You don't have to choose one of these, but choose a go statement, because this is your goal in your 2024 goals. Way to go, right? First of all, you want to be able to say that to yourself. Way to go. You did it. You accomplished it. You achieved it. And even if you didn't, you got further than where you once were, right? Have a go at it. That's another one. Have a go at it. Try it. You'll never know if you don't try it. Okay? Let go, let it go, and let's go. Okay? All of those are different, have different meanings, but they all are important. Let go. Some things you got to let go of. Maybe some people, right? Maybe some things you do. Maybe mindsets, maybe mentality. Let go. Okay? And then let it go. Whatever that it is, you can fill in the blank. Let um procrastination go. Let fear go. Let anything that is stopping you from achieving your goal go. And then let's go, right? It's time. 2024, look, all gas, no brakes. Let's go. It's time, right? It's time to work those muscles. It's time to go. It's time to get her done, okay? Give it a go. Give it a go. Whatever the it is, give it a go. Give the goal a go. You will never know what's inside of you if you don't give it a go. And then mine, as I said, is go off. That's mine for 2024. I'm going off, right? Y'all gonna see me go off in 2024. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see me accomplish these goals. So, what is your GO in your 2024 goals? I gave you a whole lot of little phrases. Pick you a phrase and go with it. All right. Pick a phrase, ride with that until 2025 gets here. Look back and you see, what did I do? What did I accomplish? You will, if at least you apply yourself, you focus. My word for this year was consistency. I tell you, consistency takes you a long way. If nothing else, stay consistent to what you said. That's how you may not even achieve the goal that you set, but you will be closer to achieving that goal with consistency. Don't let anything stop you from being consistent. Now, the goal may have to be tweaked. As with Tony Talks, timing may have to be tweaked. You may take vacation, but that didn't mean you stopped. That meant you took time to rejuvenate so that you can continue to go, okay? To go forth, to go off, right? We all need to rejuvenate, to have some time to build ourselves back up, to motivate ourselves, to inspire ourselves. I come on to encourage, inspire, and motivate y'all. And guess what? I got to do the same thing for myself. I got to have that same motivation so that I can accomplish my own goals. Okay? So choose you a GO statement. Write your goals because we are 27 days away from saying Happy New Year. Before we know it, we will be saying it. All right. And so get your goals down on paper. At least start them and have them finished by 1/1/2024. Have them finished so you can go off. You can go. You can really start running on day one, right? We don't want to waste any time. And that brings me to another thing. We still got December, y'all. Don't throw it in the trash can. Guess what? We still have time to meet a goal. If you have any goals that you are working on, I got 3. I'm still trying to meet in December. Now, they may roll over to January, but I'm still working on them and I still have hopes. And I've done everything that I can on my end to get them done. I'm waiting on people, right? So I can't control other people who have their hands on a job that I need them to do. All right. So prayerfully, at least one of them will make it on through in December. And if not, we rolling over into January, which is fine. Hey, we're gonna get her done though. It's not gonna stop anything, right? The goal is already in motion. Only thing is, I've done all that I can. And sometimes that's what happens when, you have other people who have a part, who have to do work on certain things, certain goals that you need accomplished. You can't do it all. So sometimes you got to hire somebody else. And in that hiring, guess what? You are now on their time, not your own. So that's okay. What it say? Go slow, but still go, right? I'm still going, even though it's going slow to me, right? I'm still going. All right. So if you have not wrote your goals, get your goal statement, put it at the top. I always like to put a scripture with mine so I know that I'm backing it up with the word, and then write your goals. 2024 is not to be played with. 2024 is one of these years, I tell you, that's going to be a make or break for you. And when you think about 2024, that gives you direction for the other years behind that. So my 2024, I already have one of my goals is setting me up for 2027, because I already know in 2027 one thing that I have to do and will be doing off of a 2024 goal, right? So some goals are more short term, some goals help build your future long term, right? So this one 2024 goal is going to set us up in 2027. All right. So I hope this was helpful for you all. If you haven't already, like, love, subscribe, follow, tag, share. Um, Sit this out, give this out to others, right? Other people can benefit from their goal. First of all, knowing their goal in their 2024 goals. All right. So Tony Talks will be off for about a week. Time to rejuvenate. Time to do some things for self so that I can continue to be able to go forth in what I am called to do. But I will be back December 13th. December 13th. All right. And we got an amazing show coming up. All right. So you all enjoy the rest of your day and make sure you write your goal in your 2024 goals. All right. I will see you December 13th. Love you all. Bye bye.